Welcome to Pedal Down 4x4, and today we're playing with trannies. Transmissions. We're playing with We're gonna modify this transmission. That's what we're gonna do. We're not playing with trannies. Well, technically, we kind of are playing with trannies. This is the R150F transmission that came out of the 4Runner. This is a 5-speed manual transmission for those that do not know. So this transmission has, I'm not even sure how many miles on it at this point in time, but that does not matter. It runs, it shifts. And this is actually a good time to take it out because I recently found out my throwout bearing. You can probably hear that. It's not supposed to make that sound. Pretty disgusting. So here's the thing, if you're gonna put an R150F onto a UZ, it's not gonna fit. You need an adapter plate. It never came with it. So what you need is you need a full bell housing. You can find them on eBay, or you can go to their websites. Now this company is XAT Racing. They make this absolutely gorgeous billet adapter plate to adapt the UZ bell housing that we see right here onto the R150F. So today, I just got off of work and we're gonna just go ahead and we're gonna pull off this old bell housing, and then we're gonna install the new adapter plate and bolt on the UZ, fit it all in, and hopefully we get some pretty good fitment. We don't have to modify a lot of stuff. We'll check our angle of our drivetrain in the engine, and then if everything's happy, we'll put everything back out and we'll go ahead and start finish welding. First thing you want to do, you crack yourself a beer because you just got off of work. I haven't even checked any of the footage, so that might be an issue. I might have to voice over a lot of this stuff, but that's probably a good thing because I'm not that great at doing this. If we're all gonna be honest here, this is definitely not my forte, but we're gonna go ahead and take this bell housing off now. There is a few bolts in here. I'll get you guys a shot of that, and then we'll just go ahead and zap them all off. So this one bolt right here is stuck, which is not good. So you know what, matter of fact, before something catastrophic happens, we're gonna use a little bit of heat here. We're gonna heat up this bolt. Go ahead, take our little hammer. This is from O'Reilly's. Give it a couple of shockaroonies here. And that right there is the R150F bell housing. So as you guys can see, that's the this is the R150F now with no bell housing. Our adapter is now going to bolt onto this, but before we do that, we're going to clean this up, and especially clean out a lot of these bolt holes. I did not like how difficult it was to take out 3 of those bolts. Makes me a little nervous. So we're going to go ahead and clean this up and make sure we're good to go before we slap in the adapter plate and the UZ bell housing. All right, cool. So I could not find any torque. They said 26, but I don't think it's 26. I'm gonna do it to 30. But anyway, who gives a shit? Just bolt it up, right? So we're just gonna bolt this girl on here, which I believe is supposed to go on like that. Oh, actually, I think I have to take this plate off. Yeah, I think this plate needs to come off as well. Okay. What's the only other thing is I don't know if I just misplaced the instructions, but they didn't give any instructions from what I could see, which is not that big of a deal. You're doing a fucking swap like this. Come on, really? Oh, and that's what I also forgot too. I forgot to drain it. Okay, sick. So we're back in action. We're gonna try and take out this bolt and see if there's any schmutz. Yep. All right, I think we're good. For those that are wondering, I forgot to drain the transmission. So we've got some definite leakage going on right now, which is the finest of red lines. 75 weight by 90. Give her a couple of taps. Beautiful. So here we go. Clean this surface up again, it looks like, and then we'll keep going at it. Okay, as you guys can see, I propped up a little bit higher. We're gonna put a bead of silicone just around these bolts so it doesn't leak. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna put a little more oil. Have some driblets on here. Okay, so let's get this girl all tightened up. Make sure we're all moving freely here. Nice. We're gonna take our Allen key, or Allen headed bolts. Now this was provided from XT Racing. We're gonna clean up all of these, and then we're gonna apply a little bit of Loctite. And then we're gonna just go ahead and get them installed. Okay, so now we're gonna just torque each one of these Allen keys down, and you're gonna take your torque wrench right here. You're gonna just go ahead and give her a click. Okay, so we're all nice and tight. Okay, cool. So here we're at. We're running out of time right now. The sun is about to shine directly into the camera. So we're gonna do this very quickly. This is our new throw bearing assembly. This will go on here, like so. Clock this basically wherever it would be easier for us. Just remember, these need to be up. It can't be like this. It needs to be up in order for it to bleed properly. Now, I'm gonna bolt this on later. As for right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt on this super dirty bell housing that I did not clean, that I should have cleaned, onto it like this. Where is the bolt holes? There we go. We're gonna bolt the belt housing on just like this, just for now. We're not gonna torque it. We're just gonna go hand tight, and we are gonna fit it up underneath the 4Runner. That way we can get it, or that way we can actually see our final driveline angles. Once we get our final driveline angles, I'll pull this back off. I can then fit this, which as you guys can see, these need to be removed and replaced with a different unit with an AN style fitting. However, for now, we're gonna do these bolts up real quick, and then we're gonna just throw this transmission in the truck. You guys will see that tomorrow, which will be in the same video because I only have an hour right now because I just got off of work and I have to go back to I have to go to my second job. What's going on, guys? It's a brand new day. Finally had a day off. Pulled the engine back out. We got the mounts fully welded on now. We did a little bit of heat proofing, or not heat proofing, the heat shield for the exhaust up there. We have the transmission sitting pretty down there. Re-welded the exhaust mount. We made a brand new bracket. Just modified the OEM one and just used some 1/4-inch plate steel. Made a new mount. The other day, the last time I talked to you guys, it'll probably be in the same video realistically, but you would have seen this throwout bearing. I'm not sure if I showed it to you guys, but this is the throwout bearing that's just in the transmission itself. If you look at it right here, all right, well, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but that little fitting right there is a -4 AN fitting. This is the one that was sent with the kit. If you look at it, I'm not sure if it'll focus or not because it's a GoPro, but that has threads on it and it's not supposed to have threads on it. So I contacted XAT Racing and they sent me a brand new one, so that's cool. So I have that installed right now. Next thing we're gonna do right now is, because I already have the engine sitting on the ground, we're gonna just put it on a little bit of a stool so we can have it propped up and easier for me to film for you guys. Next, all we're gonna do is we're gonna put the flywheel on, which I have in here. So that's the new flywheel. And then we're gonna put that flywheel, we're gonna bolt it on, we're gonna install the pilot bearing, and then we're gonna move under the truck and we're gonna install the throwout bearing and stuff. And I might pull the transmission out. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it'll be easier to film, so we'll go from there. But yeah, so right now we're gonna put the engine on top of the stool that I have over there, and we're gonna get this flywheel bolted up. So we're gonna take out all these flex plate bolts. We're gonna pull this flex plate off. Okay, let's get this guy off. Don't want to lose that. I'm not sure if I need this, so I definitely will be keeping it. Slide this girl off. Okay, now for those that are wondering, this would be a perfect time to change your rear main seal. Now, ask me if I bought a rear main seal. The answer is no. I did not buy a rear main seal. So, in about, I don't know, 1,000 miles, when it starts to leak, because that's always happens when you don't change the rear main seal, I'll be pulling this thing back apart just to change it. Some of you may be asking, well, why don't you just change it then? You're already here. Because I'm lazy and I live on a little island in the middle of the ocean, and for some reason we have no parts for this engine. So some of you may have seen I pulled off these little spacers here. What this does is it spaces out the flex plate. I'm not sure why they have this one on. Toyota things. Must work if Toyota made it like that. But we're gonna test it. Get that guy on. Okay, we are butted up against the crank. Not hitting at all. So I think we are good on that. So now we're gonna get some blue Loctite. Loctite up these bolts, and then give it a little torque, and then we'll be good to go from there. Okay, cool. So I got some brand new ARP bolts, I guess is what you're gonna see, what you can say. I don't think, yeah, that wouldn't fit. So okay, what about this piece? No, that doesn't fit either. Okay, cool. So I don't think we're gonna need it. I got some right over here where you guys can see. I got some blue Loctite. These bolts do go all the way through into the crankcase, so you're gonna want to put some Loctite on it just to seal it up. If not, you might get a leak back here. So yeah, we're gonna just put some Loctite on all of these bolts here. Now we're gonna get these guys torqued up, so we're gonna get my pen. We're gonna figure out a way to stop this crank from turning, which got a couple ideas here. So we got our XAT clutch in. This is our guide tool here. It's same spline as the R150. When you install it, this side goes out right there. You see this lip? That faces towards the transmission. The flat side faces towards the engine. So we're just gonna, all you do is you slide this guy in here into the pilot bearing, and that will align it. Look at that. XAT Racing, brand new pressure plate. I'm not going to show it on camera, I'm going to do it off camera, but same thing. You're going to spray this surface right here, spray it off using the brake clean or whatever other solvent you want to use. You want to get all the oil and crap off this mating surface before you attach it to the flywheel and the clutch. So I'm going to spray this off, wipe it down. Once I'm ready to go, I'll go ahead and put it on. I'll do this off camera because I already showed you guys. It's the same process. Okay, so I sprayed off the clutch disc. Now we're gonna get this guy installed. Make sure this guy's in. It's nice. Everything else looks good. We're gonna just line this up, follow the holes. That should be right there. Okay, so it's sitting on all the dowels. Oh, I lied. One little tooth over here. There we go. Now it's looking good. Make sure that's nice and centered. Give us a little wiggle. Same thing here with our pressure plate bolts. I add a little bit of Loctite. You don't want this thing letting go. Get these installed on each one here. We are all nice and equal up, so we're gonna just take our torque wrench. We're gonna go find a torque spec, torque these guys up in a crisscross pattern. So we're good to go. We're gonna go ahead and pull that bad boy out. Now we're gonna focus. Now this part of the engine is good. So this is good to go. Now all we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the transmission side. I'm gonna try to see if I can film it inside. If not, I'll take the transmission out, but it's just really a pain in the ass. I have to jack up one side of the truck to slide the transmission out, which is a freaking pain. So we'll see what we can do here. So I'm gonna have to go to Home Depot and or any other store and pick up a drill bit big enough to drill into the bell housing to make clearance for that throwout bearing. So the reason for that is because you need to fit these lines in here. Now these are the 4AN lines. These attach to that throwout bearing, but this right here is fitting. That needs to go through that hole, so I need to make 2 of those holes. I have my feed line right here, and then I have my my bleed line right here. This line attaches to this right here. That is for your bleed. It works exactly the same way as like if you're bleeding your brakes. You crack that open, fluid will shoot out. Same way, but I need to go to the store. I don't have a drill bit large enough. Yeah, I don't have a drill bit large enough that will make a hole that big. So I'm gonna go get one. Okay, so we got the lines mounted out. Here are the lines. They're coming out of the transmission. This top line right here, this is going to be your bleed. This other line right here, this goes to the I'm not sure if it goes to the clutch sleeve or if it goes to the hard line to the clutch sleeve, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Throwout bearing is in, it's installed. That goes in and out. I don't want to press that because it's going to shoot brake fluid that's already in there. The bolts are little hex Allen keys, I'm sorry. Those are tightened down with some blue Loctite. And we're going to drop the transmission further back down into the tunnel, and then we're going to move into mounting the engine. So let's get that going.